Hello and welcome to the Placeholder podcast. I'm Rub, your host, and I'm joined by
Jaxus,
G-Man,
and today we don't know what we're talking about. Woo! Alright, so the icebreaker today is, what is your favorite N64 game?
I guess I'll go first. I had a bit of a tough time deciding between Super Mario, Smash, and Donkey Kong 64s. I realized that as much as I love the Smash series, the 64 one just wasn't that amazing looking back at it. Donkey Kong 64 I loved the multiplayer of, but the single player a lot less so I'm going to have to go with Super Mario 64.
the dumbest game of all time, hands down.
It's really,
certainly.
I'm disappointed by that,
Honest.
Jaxus. It's not like I play the shit out of that game.
Like fucking, it has stars, totally ripped off real life, obviously.
It's not like I got 120 stars before.
Jeez.
Actually, I haven't.
Neither have I, honestly.
The most I ever got was like 90, and then I gave up.
I think I got 111.
I never actually played Mario 64 that much. I made it to Rainbow Ride. I played a lot of Mario 64 DS because I never really played 64.
Alright, so that was Jaxus.
Yep.
G-Man. The most original name in podcast history.
Hands down. My favorite game from the 64...
No, my hands are up. I'm sorry.
My favorite N64 game has to be Star Fox 64, just because I grew up playing that, and I still play that to this day. Like, I'll just dick around or just go for as many kills as I can in my run. I just think it's a really fun game, honestly. It's short, but has good replay value, in my opinion. It really does.
People are going to crucify me for this, but I have never completed Star Fox 64.
Didn't you play it on a touchscreen?
I've only ever played it emulated on my phone, and I've gotten halfway through the game.
He emulates police.
Oh, definitely. I don't emulate, like, half the games I have now.
I'm getting out of here.
We're gonna get raided. This is the raid 3. That's how it starts. The movie.
No!
Okay, so
Hurry up.
Rub will not be. Hurry! Damn it! I bet you guys can't guess what my answer is.
No.
No clue.
There's just. You can't read me.
1080 snowboarding.
Yes!
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
It's a very close one, actually.
Banjo-Kazoople.
It's another good one.
The original Donkey Kong 64.
No, my favorite is Killer Instinct for the N64. So anyway. No, it's Ocarina of Time.
What?
That's kind of a cop-out. How many fucking times am I gonna... Okay, so every podcast so far I've talked about Mass Effect and Ocarina of Time. Have you noticed that?
Every podcast, Smash has been brought up somewhere.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point.
Gee, I can't imagine who would bring that up all the time.
Yeah, I know. But with Ocarina of Time, before that, actually, I've already said Ocarina of Time made Zelda my favorite franchise. But before that, it was Metroid. Super Metroid, before Ocarina of Time, was my favorite game of all time. And because Super Metroid is just freaking awesome. You get to run around, you get to
Super
kill...
Metroid was awesome too, and Jaxus only played it through a touchscreen as well.
Yep, so
He's
another
a
one that I
monster.
have not completed because trying to use the Super Nintendo controls, including the triggers on a touchscreen, is hell.
You monster.
You really need to just sit down and just go through Super
Honestly,
Metroid already.
I would love to. As soon as summer term ends, that's what I'm going to do.
It's fun. But unlike
I
all
love
the
all
other games,
this.
it just drops you in.
I love almost all of the other Metroid games.
Well, anyway, back to what I was actually saying. One of the biggest reasons why Super Metroid was my favorite game before Ocarina of Time was the atmosphere it created.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And if you know anything about Zelda's after... I feel like they became good at creating atmosphere after they went 3D, more so than before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
And
definitely.
Ocarina of Time probably has the best atmospheric feeling out of all the games. Whether you like the gameplay or not, I think...
It's too slow.
It's the brawl of Zelda. No, but to me anyway, I guess, and most people that I've talked to would agree, except for maybe you two, because you guys gave these weird looks. It's the most atmospheric of the games. Maybe it's because of the legends that, that they talk about and how legendary the game itself is.
The Legends of Zelda?
Yeah, but... Yeah, so it was just more atmospheric. It was better. It felt cooler being in that world, being engrossed into it.
Mm-hmm.
Any
I
honorable
think that they
mentions?
tried to go for like the super heavy atmosphere with Twilight Princess.
And
I
failed
didn't
horribly.
Like it.
That's the reason I don't.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess would have been a lot higher for me, but atmosphere is a huge thing for me in games. If there's not a good atmosphere, I can't be sucked into the world. Like, believe it or not, even Smash Bros. Has a certain atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
It's like a...
Yeah, the subspace.
The
subspace.
Hell, but
No, it's like, not subspace. But
Not subspace.
Jax just knows what I mean.
It's like super hectic.
Yeah, and they do a good... Everything about it, like the music is a little bit up-tempo, whether it's supposed to be or not.
Yeah.
From the original games.
Well,
the stages are crazy.
Except for Saturday Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
There are some exceptions, but
that's
in general.
That's actually what Melee does the best too. If you listen to all the sounds like Luigi and Captain Falcon, they put you into that like this is silly, hectic, go at it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it sucks you in when you're playing with your friends.
Oh yeah.
But Twilight Princess, like you were saying, kind of failed.
It tried just way too hard.
It was a try-hard game. And that's why it's not one of my favorites. It's not even in my top 10. And it's because they failed so hard at the atmosphere. Everything else about it was technically superior to all the other Zeldas before it, but atmosphere really kills it.
My other complaint with it is I've only ever played it on the Wii, and so many times I'm just like, let me hit a fucking button to swing the sword, please.
Yeah, I played it for the Wii as well, but I played Wii games for the Wii before that, so I was already used to waggle.
Same, but just running around like collecting rupees. Just waggling constantly. I preferred the Wii for like arrow aiming and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually the only reason I prefer the Wii is because it felt cool to aim with the Wii remote. Any honorable mentions before we move on?
No!
I think I mentioned mine.
I don't... Pokemon Stadium.
Actually, that was my honorable
That
mention.
has to be on there
Speaking of atmosphere again, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I'm talking about the podcast people as well. But that created a certain atmosphere as well that was really good. You just went in there and it was all about battling. You literally felt like you were in a world just...
Or...
Yeah.
Fairy.
I have to change my vote to the best game ever. Hot Wheels Turbo Thunder.
That game was actually pretty fun.
That was.
I played
Surprisingly.
it with my little brother and we used to...
I remember getting that one goddamn, like, the cement mixer truck. Did you ever
Yeah,
get that?
yeah.
That was such a bitch.
I remember, like, my little brother would... Okay, so for those of you who don't know, he would always go, too fast, too cool. Because he was into Sonic. And every time he'd go up the ramp and do, like, a trick, he'd be like, too fast, too cool. And I'd punch him because I was pissed. He was better at me at that game. He would always beat me at that game. It was his, not mine, so...
Fuck it, breaking into something else, because fuck you. Guilty pleasure games.
Guilty pleasure games?
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels leading the way.
SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Mine is the South Park game for the 64 because it is such a shitty game.
Oh
but
my god, I remember playing that a lot actually.
But I enjoyed the hell out of myself with it.
I'm never quite sure whether or not to put it in the list, but Adventure 2 Battle, Sonic.
That's not guilty.
No,
That's a good game.
I like about half of the game,
Yeah.
and that's the only half that I play.
You know, the only
The rest
reason
of it I'm not a big fan of, though.
the only reason I kept playing that game was Chow's.
Oh my god.
I was addicted to Chow's.
I've never done.
I go back and think about how much I played that Chow part of the game, and oh my god.
I got City Escape, the Find the Chow mission down to a science to get 999 rings every time right as you got there. And so, like, my friend at the time, Justice, and I would just tear through it, take turns going through City Escape, grab rings, get back to the Chow Garden, buy, like, Chow fruit or whatever, feed it to the Chow, stand around for a while until it gets hungry again, go get the rings.
I actually did the same thing, which is funny.
Oh, yeah.
I had everything down to the science, like...
Screw Tamagotchi's Chow Garden.
I wish they would have, the next Sonic game after that would have had, like, Chows, but upgraded.
Honestly, I would love to see Sonic Adventure 3.
Well...
Because everybody that I knew was addicted to Chows for a while. Everybody.
There was a Chow Garden in Sonic Chronicles The Dark Brotherhood.
I don't
You can
even
find Chow eggs throughout the world map, and you can hatch them, and they'll give, like, stat boosts or something. Either way, it was stupid.
Did they even have the competitions? The cute
No, it was literally just we're gonna use these babies as fighting.
Put that hand down!
Speaking of competitions, The Chow races were good.
Oh shit.
The Chow karate.
That was bullshit.
No, I like the Chow karate.
Well, it was fun, but
that was my
what do you
goal.
make it?
I wanted to have the ultimate karate master Chow.
It was an awesome concept.
But how does it work?
The,
Do you mash the button to make him attack first? What is the order in the attack?
The only control you have, I think,
Is
I've
the
never
zeal?
actually looked up on this at all, is
When
when
they
they
start-
run out of zeal, you mash the goddamn.
Yeah, that's
button.
it. But it seems like how do they evade and stuff? There's this. Oh, actually,
I actually figured it out for a while, but I forgot because it's been so long.
I was reading something. It actually is about speed and stamina. I think about evading and shit.
It is.
Yeah,
Like I said, I actually figured it out and I
but
had it down really well.
It's
but
not
it's been a
player
while.
control. I don't think it's entirely stat based.
Well, let's just do it like the Pokemon thing with like A, B, and down. It doesn't really affect anything, but you can still hope and do it.
Yeah.
You gotta push B to capture that
was
Pokemon.
always tap A on the frame. For Fire Red, it was tap A on the frame, but it stopped the wiggle, or sorry, started the wiggle, and then the last click. And for Diamond, Pearl, Platinum was tap the center of the Pokeball in the bottom of the screen with the same timing.
I don't know if this was specific to my cartridge of Red, but if you would push B at the right frame after he throws the Pokeball, like literally right after, it would kind of freeze real quick and then unfreeze. And I thought that was something that would help me catch, but it was literally just like a glitch that meant nothing. I hadn't figured that out until I was older.
Everyone has, at least at one point, has a fucking Pokemon superstition.
Yeah. That's the ultimate superstitious game.
It is, holy shit, you gotta yell on the mic, go Pokeball!
God,
I heard that before.
I was, honestly. That scared the shit out of me when I was little. I was like, I'm not going suicidal.
Fire.
You kill his Raticate. Garrus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking dark.
You can literally put it
fight
on the
the
floor and you
ghost
stab
of
the
the
shit
cube.
out of it. It's pretty intense.
You fight the ghost of the Cubot's mom that was killed by Team Rocket.
If you send a Caesar out, Scyther, sorry. Wrong gen. If you send a Scyther out, he literally puts down the Eradicate and just starts slicing the shit out of his stomach. So it's pretty brutal. You guys should just go. What we have to do to get to that scene is you have to lift the truck and what is this? Celadon City, and then you have to what's the city?
And with the truck?
With Misty's city.
Cerulean.
Cerulean City. You have to lift the truck, and then it goes into the animation of the
Wasn't
Scyther
the truck
just stabbing the shit
right
out.
outside of Vermilion?
No, it's Cerulean.
The truck?
It was you go up. It was on the way to
Are you
Mr.
sure?
Pokemon. Yeah.
I thought it was south of Vermilion going into the SSN in that little passageway between the SSN and Vermilion.
I mean, there may be multiple trucks, but the one that was all tied to Mew or whatever was the one right out of Cerulean.
Mm-hmm.
It always kind of bugged me that in Gold and Silver, when you go back to Kanto, the guy who had the Machoke, stomping down his land, still had the goddamn Machoke stomping his land.
Yeah, how long does that take?
Yeah.
It was tacked on, but that was
driver.
It was tacked on, but that was a cool feature, honestly.
It was.
I like that.
What?
Going back to Kanto,
Oh, yeah.
it was really tacked on. Go fight these gym leaders.
He's running a scam. He's running a daycare center, and he's just going around the world just, using slave driving Machokes.
Bring in 2 Pokemon for a daycare center. What are those cameras for? Nothing.
Bong chicka wow wow. Hello there, Eradicate.
And Jinx just comes out slutty as shit.
Yeah, I can just imagine, you want to rebreed your Pikachu, and you start sliding him closer to the Ditto, and the Ditto's just sitting there all jiggly, and just, Pika! Pika! All nasty and shit. Pika! I guess it could just transform, actually, so never mind, but still. It transforms into himself! It transforms.
Wait a minute.
He's screwing himself. Wait, that means they're the same sex.
Yeah.
What? What the?
How have I never realized this before? What the fuck?
He's literally, you're making your Pokemon fuck itself somehow and have a baby. That's brutal. Pokemon is a brutal, brutal game. So half the time I catch myself agreeing with Team Plasma. Free all the fucking Pokemon. These humans are bastards.
Team Galactic was fucking crazy.
Yeah, they were.
But aren't the guys in X and Y pretty damn crazy too?
Have you played X and Y?
No, I just hear.
Spoiler alert: they want to commit genocide.
I know, but isn't it for like fashion or something? Like that's like an
No,
undertone?
it literally is. They're just selfish pricks, and everybody that's not a part of Team Flare deserves to die.
Fuck.
It's straight up Nazi Germany.
Well, like
Okay.
Team Galactic.
Oh, you haven't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Team Galacta,
Yeah.
like.
I
whatever
play
their name
Pokemon
was.
for the story.
They get like.
No,
the-
but this was actually a pretty good reveal because you don't really understand what's going on, and they
Okay.
actually seem really silly for like 90%
and
of the
then
game.
we're gonna blow up the world with the space colony arc, Eggman.
Yeah, no, it seems really silly, and you're like, oh, these guys are even sillier than Team Rocket. Ooh, you don't take them seriously, and you show up one place, and they're like, oh, by the way, we're killing everyone.
This is gonna happen.
Sorry, bro.
Alright.
Well, like Team Galactic, they like collected like the 3 like whatever legendaries to get to like
The sprites, right?
yeah, to get to Dialga and Palkia, and like they went to like fucking blow up the cosmos or control like the galaxy or some shit.
Their whole thing was they want to press the big red reset button,
It was so
but that would reset them.
like what did Team Magma and Aqua want?
They wanted
literally
to
wanna-
expand the
yeah.
land or the ocean.
That,
They want to either
that was
flood the
probably
world
like the
or-
least threatening one.
No, Team
What?
Rocket was.
Yeah.
Team Rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, they were threatening in the fact that they had technically more agents because they were across more games, so they had the
Rocket?
bigger organization. Yeah,
Yeah,
but in
well,
terms
and honestly, without the anime, they probably would have been
Yeah.
like somewhat scary because they looked like legitimate like thugs and
Thugs.
goods.
Yeah, like their sprites in Red and Blue, they had fucking whips.
Yeah.
and they're wrong and everything, but compared to everybody else's dreams, they literally just want money and power,
Yeah.
which is bad.
That's like
in
a
its-
legit mob.
Yeah, it's bad in its own right, but it's not like everybody's gonna fucking die from a flood or something kind of bad.
Yeah.
Honestly,
or everybody's gonna just like run out of water
I liked
and somehow live.
I liked the thing with Gen 3 how there were 2 organizations and they were also against each other too. I kind of like that
Yeah.
concept.
That was
was
pretty
neat.
cool, yeah.
Just like, oh shit, I'm
That's the
taking
thing.
down 2 of them.
They're already splitting up the games into 2, so why not actually have more differentiation between them?
Yeah, but even I played Emerald. I don't know if this is
Yeah,
Ruby and
Emerald,
Sapphire.
you actually...
Fight them both.
Yeah.
You actually fight them separately in Ruby and Sapphire? Like in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I did not know that actually.
Emerald is like the combination of the two.
It is.
And-
Basically, in Ruby and Sapphire, one replaces the other,
Okay.
but
Because in Emerald, you take them
they're
both fucking
slightly
out.
different, I think.
you even have scenes where they're like arguing with each other and
Mm,
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
Emerald was really cool.
Emerald was
Emerald, you catch all the fucking legendaries.
yeah, it was one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time.
Honestly, kind of sad that they don't do the like. There's the 2 separate versions, and then the third one.
Yeah,
like
they don't
did
remake
with,
the third one.
Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, Platinum, and then they didn't for Black and White 2, or X and Y.
I
yet.
think Pokemon Company or Game Freak or whatever patented Pokemon Z, so I think that's going to be what's
Alright.
happening. The name itself was patented or something like that.
That's cool.
That and the new legendary that they have is that its name starts with a Z, so that's more like you know.
Okay.
All right, so
We didn't get way off topic at all.
oh no,
What
no,
was
this
the topic?
Pokemon.
Pokemon Stadium for
This
Pokemon
Pokemon.
Snap. Okay, hang on. One last Pokemon thing. Who here saw the April 1st Google Maps?
I did.
I
not.
did.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I
yeah,
did not see
they
it.
actually ended up sending the people who did it
Mm-hmm.
like little postcards or whatever from Google that said you are a Pokemon master.
Oh, dude.
I wish I would have found out about it before the day it ended.
I actually found out like an hour before it ended.
Yeah, for me it was 3 hours, and I'm like, well, I
It's
can't
too
do
late
anything.
now. Yeah,
And not just because Google Maps on my phone is broken as hell.
That's
it was
really
ridiculous. It got me mad.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I would have just known. I was literally
Did you at least see the video for it?
cool. No.
Go look that up sometime.
yeah, seriously. All right, so happy-go-lucky Pokemon. We're gonna go into something kind of sad. I'm dying.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I miss. We're gonna talk about Prague
Looking
retiring.
up now. Okay.
Don't look it up now. No.
No, hey, whoa, hey! God damn it. Put you in your place. Alright, so we're going to talk about Prague retiring. What do you guys think about that?
It honestly is pretty sad, actually.
Do you know
Yeah.
why he's retiring?
I don't know specifically. I know that it's for health concerns.
He said it was cancer.
Oh
Alright.
shit!
Yeah.
How long has he been doing? Like, how long has he been commentating?
For a while, I don't know the exact date he started, but it's been a long time.
It's back since Melee was like the only thing for Smash, right?
Yeah.
Like competitively, of course.
yeah. Well, I don't. Maybe not, but I know before that he started on Street Fighter
Mhm.
and Marvel vs. Capcom.
Hmm.
Then he switched over to the Melee community, and honestly, he's one of the biggest reasons the Melee community survived. I think
Yeah.
he gave like this very professional and yet sometimes funny commentary to the game. He made it feel real, like the competition was real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little bit less sad for his voice in terms of like he's not replaced, but he's got enough people now that kind of take up the mantle,
Yeah.
like Keitaro and even Scar. I don't really like his attitude, but he's a good commentator. And I mean, I guess Ken is now trying to commentate.
Yeah.
So
But it really does just come down to
it ain't
he won't
Prague.
be commentating
Yeah.
anymore.
It ain't fucking Prague.
Well, I don't think it was really Ken commentating that day because they were just having multiple people commentate. Like,
Yeah, but
players.
he's I've
He
seen
is
tournaments.
also-
Okay.
I've seen tournaments where he's like the main commentator.
All right.
And he's actually he needs somebody that's a little bit more humorous next to him because
He
he's
plays the straight man.
yeah, which is awesome because he gives a very technical, very again, he
That
does
makes sense.
Yeah.
That really makes sense.
he when you listen to him talk, you're like, what the fuck is this, a real sport? It's awesome, but it
But
was
he needs like John Madden to his right or something.
no John. Yeah, he needs like John Madden to his right, and Prague was the John Madden, honestly, of Melee.
He needs to be fucking circling the. You see Marthier, he's going in for that forward smash.
No, that'd be awesome if he came out with a series of videos. Okay, combo. Okay, you see right here, right?
Like he
Hitbox.
pauses it and everything.
Yeah, he pauses it and goes in with the yellow marker. Like, see the little hitbox.
Like they
right
fucking
here?
just edit in like a football or something attached to Marth, and then he down spikes it with the football. That was a touchdown.
Replace the tip or hitbox with a football.
Or just
Wait, here's the kickoff. Tip fucking fly, and the person flying is replaced with the football.
and like there was John Madden. Whenever there was times where nothing was going on, because sometimes football can be like that.
Yeah.
And you could visibly see or hear and see Madden get bored, and he start talking about food. There's literally times where he'd just be like, I guess nothing's going on right now. Have you tried that new turkey place down there? That bistro down the street's really good. Oh, they started the play.
Why are the NFL games why is John Madden the main focus? John Madden's football extravaganza to 2050.
Because he's not only is he one of the same reason Prague is so important.
Mm-hmm.
John Madden was one of the reasons why football overtook basketball and baseball as the number one sport in America.
Alright.
Was because he had somebody. Because John Madden is just entertaining to hear. He kind of really is. Like I said, if there's nothing when there's actual football going on, he talks about the actual football in a very because he himself was a legendary coach,
Yeah.
and so he knows what he's talking about.
But
And that's interesting.
when it's not.
He's just saying random funny shit, or he's talking about food.
By the
It's
way.
pretty interesting.
Captain Falcon would be the best football player.
Oh my god.
He's got that body. He's got it.
He's got that body.
He's already got protection on his head at least.
Yeah, he does.
He's prepared.
When I was little, I'd always pretend that Smash Brothers made a football team.
Who would be in the team?
Well, it was okay, so Captain Falcon was the running back, obviously,
Of
because
course.
he's like, yes! And he's just running
Sam
Does he
around.
just
is
fucking
the
run
quarterback,
in the-
right?
Yeah,
Shoots with the arm
yeah,
cannon.
exactly. Because, that and the throw as well.
Yeah.
So I always imagine Samus as the quarterback.
Fucking dude's about to catch it, intercept with the fucking whip.
Yeah. Well,
Kirby's the football.
no, I always had Kirby as a fucking lineman because you just come up close to him and he sucks you in.
Yeah.
You're not
You're
going
not going anywhere.
Oh, here comes Tom Brady. Oh shit, Kirby sucked him in. We got Kirby Tom Brady out there now.
You just see Kirby with back when Tom Brady had long hair, just the long hair. Just,
Oh god.
What the hell is Kirby doing? Oh, he sucked up Tim Tebow. He's Tebowing.
Oh, he can't throw now. He sucked in Tim Tebow. Oh well.
Well, you can pray. You can pray.
You can pray and run the ball and not get tackled, which actually helps a lot.
Does he hear?
Okay, off topic. Tim
I
Tebow.
think we already were.
But I mean, off of video games specifically. Tim Tebow was like the worst quarterback that somehow found a way to win anyway. He was like, I don't know how to play quarterback, but watch me win the game.
It's because I pray to Jesus.
You know what? There was a lot of superstition, like kind of like the Pokemon thing, because he would literally be the shittiest quarterback you've ever seen for 90% of the game. There's 5 minutes left, and like, it's Tebow time, and all of a sudden he's God. He's like, this is gonna work, even though it shouldn't. It worked! Yay!
Like when he's like doing like the little thing, he's not praying, he's literally letting God into his body.
Or chanting. Like, Awaken!
Like he's fucking got like a lamb's heart or something.
I know you guys haven't played Mass Effect 2, but I always imagine like assuming direct control of this unit, like Harbinger. And it's like, if whoever played Mass Effect will understand. But that's kind of what happens with him right there. But anyway, back to Prague.
Yeah.
I like
Poor guy.
What is the topic?
I like how we said it was going to be a sad topic, and we're just laughing our asses off.
John Madden, no.
Yeah.
The John Madden, not in personality, but in significance, John Madden of Melee.
Yeah.
Specifically Melee, because, Brawl, he doesn't really complicate. And apparently Smash 4.
Yeah. That was cool.
So, he's gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be sad. I hope he returns someday, but I doubt it.
Sam.
I mean, sounds morbid, but if he doesn't die, he may just want to retire anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, I would imagine he'll at least like step in and comment a match here and there.
I don't think he's going to die. I didn't hear it was that bad.
I heard back before any like solid results were back that he thought it was cancer, but that it was likely benign.
Yeah. I don't think it's like a life-threatening thing, but I think it's definitely something that he'll just want to like relax and watch his body, because he is getting older too.
Yeah.
And
the fact that he was flying all over the place to commentate everything
all the
really
time,
took a toll on him.
and being around all those video games and all those like those radiation, and honestly that might have added to it.
It could have, yeah.
I mean, it's very rare that actually happens, but it still happens.
Yeah.
So I mean, it could have just added to the problem. So
Cancer, here we go.
yeah. Woo wee.
Wahoo!
Wahoo! Yeah.
Alright, well, speaking of Smash, I think our next topic should be EVO this year. Specifically, their new sponsor.
Yeah.
EA.
EA is going all at it. They only asked that Commander Shepard be added to Smash Brothers.
They also, alongside with Capcom, they want to somehow implement DLC into EVO. Somehow.
After EVO, you can download one more match.
No, that's how the matches start. You gotta come in with an entry fee, but you can't do anything.
You know, the
buy
fucked
DLC.
up thing is that some people actually went back and went in and looked at the footage before EVO, and they found out that the DLC was already in there. You just had to unlock it. God damn it.
Right.
EA does it again.
Being a bit more serious now. Nintendo.
What about
all
Nintendo?
the companies to sponsor something in EVO, especially after last year when they
the
tried
shit
to
they
take
pulled.
Melee down.
Yeah.
Granted,
actually-
that was not the company, that was specifically the lawyers, which is why it got turned around in like 3 hours, I think it was.
Yeah. It was 3, 4, or 5 hours, something like that. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a slightly off topic, but not. But that's another reason I really don't like Mango, is because after he won EVO last year, he was interviewed by one of the top players from Marvel vs. Capcom
Oh boy.
or something like that.
God.
And then he was at it was all fine.
Mango
Literally, he was
interview.
saying that he's unequivocally the best. He can't be beat, even though he got sent to losers bracket, and that it was all par for the course. He planned it that way. He just wanted to put on a good show.
I can't
And
be
then-
beat. Party in my place.
And then at the end, he's like, any shout outs? And he's like, shout out to Nintendo for not screwing this up. And it's like, Nintendo almost didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
And your livelihood depends on them doing this. And you're going to talk shit to them on live stream. Very
That seems
intelligent
extremely
Mango.
Mango, though.
He was probably drunk.
That would be extremely Mango.
As a person, fucking terrible. His skill, you can't deny that he's not.
Yeah, he is the best right now, but
Him
it's
as
just
a person is like the worst goddamn person ever.
I don't know. He can do his own thing or whatever. I just don't want that to be
the
representation for Smash.
I mean, I didn't like Mewtwo King for a while, but even he cleaned up his act. Like,
He
not in terms of changing his personality. It's more in terms of like being less emo.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like honestly, I would love to hang out with him. He seems like a cool person to hang out with.
It feels like M2K anxiety kind of went away. He already got his own era. It's like he still has that competitive drive. It seems like, but he's not like. It's not his entire world. In fact, he's trying to make streaming his new thing.
I've really noticed, like, you pointing this out when we're watching stuff, that he's not all serious if he, like, loses stock. He's just like, oh, that was really nice or something. Like, he's taking it as, like, fun.
And because of it...
watching some of his old matches and watching him just get pissed whenever he'd die. And there was one match that I was watching that was really recent, and he died, and he laughed.
Yeah.
And it just kind of blew me away.
Yeah, because he treats it as, like, this is just a fun thing, not my life depends on this.
Well, but...
his life does depend on it.
Not that. It's... Even if your, like, livelihood or whatever depends on it, you can still go, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
And not...
And because of it, we've been starting to see something we've never seen from M2K. Comebacks.
Yeah.
Because there have been times... I've seen so many good comebacks from him all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Like, he'll be down 2 stocks, and he'll be laughing, and then he'll be like, well, time to win. And before, if you remember the way he was before, it's like, oh, I killed myself. Well, it's time to just give up.
Game.
Yeah, I don't want to play anymore. But I don't know. Mango's just an ass. What?
Oh, just thinking about what we were just talking about with Mewtwo King.
Oh, I literally just finished off by saying Mango was an ass. I mean, you can't deny Mango's skill, but he represents the community, and I wish he'd represent it better.
Honestly, I'd rather have almost anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Even, like, there's a podcast out there, for like Smash 4, right. And they were talking about, I can't remember, called Japan Time or whatever. I actually like the podcast. It's pretty fun to hear because they're goofy as shit. But they started talking so much crap about, like, Hungrybox, like he'll never beat Mango. But he's gotten, like, to the point where it's like last hit wins. And on top of that, Mewtwo King, and they even said Mewtwo King would never beat Mango. It's like,
hasn't he?
Yeah, he's eliminated
him frequently. Actually,
yeah, he has the advantage lately over Mango. Out of the past 4 times they played, I think Mewtwo King's won 3. Eliminated him from 2 tournaments.
Dang.
And it's like, I don't know how. I understand why they're saying he's the best because he did go to Anaheim and he won.
At the moment, overall he is.
But I don't know how you can't put at least Mewtwo King right there because he has eliminated him 2 out of like the 3 or 4 times that they played lately.
Yeah.
It kind of gets me mad that Mango gets all this favoritism.
Yeah.
Because also when you think about like Ken, right? And his reign, everybody hated him.
Everyone hated him, yeah.
Even though he was far less douchey.
Yeah.
Like, way less.
And didn't he have more of an advantage than me?
What do you mean?
Like, compared to the other top players at the time. I mean, I'm just going off of the documentary, but they made it sound like when Ken was at the top, he was at the top.
It wasn't really until PC Chris, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't until PC Chris, like, because even Ozin...
Like, no one was even close, right?
Well, Ozin was close, but he never beat him.
Yeah.
Until PC Chris did.
And
even then, PC Chris only beat him once.
Yeah.
So, there's that. And he did get eliminated at that final tournament, but then he came back the next year at that same... I don't know if it was the same tournament, but the next big tournament is actually when he retired and he won first again. Mm-hmm. You know? Because he beat Korean DJ to get first in his very last tournament anyway.
Yeah.
So he left on top.
And yet, while he was on top, everyone hated him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why he retired, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not retired anymore, but, he's not who he used to be.
Retire.
He's not who he used to be, and that's understandable because it's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't like the reign of Mango.
And how it's so okay with everyone else compared to Ken.
Well, it's so okay with everybody else, even though Mango's clearly talks shit about everyone, and it's okay.
Honestly, I'd be fine with him being like a bit of a douche, whatever, you're at the top, you have the right to talk some shit.
Yeah,
But
Not just get
If
come
he-
drunk every
Yeah, show up
tournament.
drunk to every tournament, talk shit all the time, and be the face of competitive Smash at the moment.
Yeah, that's
That combination,
Well, I've had a little too much to drink. I'm going to rape you.
and it's like because anybody that wants to deny that, also think about that he's wanted to split the pot at what was it, Apex, or something like that. He wanted to split the pot with like, who was it?
I don't know, off the top of my head.
Oh, but you know guys what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, right? Shit like that too. Just not cool.
No.
Anyway, so last time we talked shit about Ego Raptor, now we're talking shit about
Manga.
This,
Bingo.
can this just be
Alright.
like the hateful cast?
yeah. This is the hateful cast.
Like every podcast, we've at least somewhat ranted on something. I do believe.
I know the podcast before the last, we were talking about games that we hated that
Yeah.
everybody else loved.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, we're evil.
I also just realized we had a topic to start this,
We did,
and then we got talking about Mango.
of course.
Nintendo is the sponsor,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and specifically what that means for, because Nintendo does seem to be shifting their outlook on things quite a bit.
and they
lately.
Reggie even hinted at they were probably going to go around the world maybe with the invitational, if you remember.
Yeah, that's right.
He said that we might even take this around at a tour
on the road.
on the road. Yeah,
and then
or
you can
something
go
like that.
practice and come back and kick your ass.
Yeah. So
Reggie is going to win Evo this year. Not even a question.
That's why they're sponsoring it, so he can just
he
go
just
straight
makes
to
his money back.
Jesus, genius.
they're gonna put it in a $3 million pot, and everybody's gonna be like, "Whoa!" And they're like, "But Reggie Fils-Aimé is playing too, and he's just gonna kill everybody. His spacing is gonna be amazing. Just watch."
No, he's literally gonna come up and kill everybody. Like it's gonna be grand finals and just like Mango or something. Just
And then when he's like in court, they're gonna be like, "Well, it was Reggie Fils-Aimé, and we can't find him. Sorry, Fils-Aimé."
and like he just puts on the glasses real quick.
No problem, Judge. I just did the robot.
Well, back to what we were talking about very briefly before, Reggie.
Show tunes.
Their outlook, like, not just with, hey guys, we might take the invitational on the road, but they're sponsoring
Yeah.
competitive Smash, basically. And they put on the invitational. They're releasing the GameCube controller adapter for the Wii U, which is honestly, it's really neat. Because I've seen a lot of people saying that they're really just trying to cash grab off of it. But the Wii U GameCube controller adapter and like a GameCube controller costs as much as one Wii U Pro controller. And then after that, it's $50 for a Pro controller and another $30 for a GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not actually making more money off that.
Yeah.
That, and you have to think about, who cares if they're making a cash grab? That's what we want. That's what we need.
Yeah, there is that as
So
well.
who gives a shit? To me, it's okay to do a cash grab if it's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid to be like send out like Mass Effect, right?
Mhm.
And they put out these shitty iPhone games with it. That's a cash grab that nobody wants, but people were gonna buy them anyway. Like
Yeah.
I did, because I was like, oh, well, it's Mass Effect and it's BioWare, and then you realize EA bought them and they're being douches now. But this is more like, we all want it, make it now.
And I'm really glad they did, because legitimately, Smash 4 could not have had competitive tournaments with just the Wii U Pro controllers simply because they're wireless. If you have that many setups and controllers all in one place, that just plain does not work.
People would have found a way, but I know what you mean. It would have been harder.
It would have been extremely harder.
Probably would have even reduced it to the level of Brawl competitive scene.
Honestly, possibly below that. I know that if nothing else, Evo, for example, has an absolute zero tolerance policy for wireless controllers, with the exception of their specific like Mad Catz fight sticks, which is because they're like heavily sponsored by Mad Catz, so they get a bit of extra breathing room there.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure there's even limitations on that.
Yeah, like ratios
Mm-hmm.
of like amount of people. Yeah, it's good though. I mean, and moving on to our next topic, back to Pokemon. but they're doing that. What's it called?
Symphony or whatever.
Pokemon Evolutionary Symphonic something.
Pokemon Evo tournament?
No, it's literally like the Zelda Symphony, but for Pokemon. And they're taking that across the world as well. So Nintendo's been like firing on all cylinders, like for its fan base. It's kind of weird.
I wonder how much of it is, guys, we promise we care about you after the Wii, but even if that's what it is, and it doesn't really seem like that. It really doesn't feel like that.
What Iwata specifically said, and again, this is paraphrasing, he said he didn't specifically say that they had lost the casual crowd, but he implied that they did.
Yeah.
And that because of that, their only real option and what they feel like they have to do is to feed the hardcore, the people that support them. In a Nintendo Direct, he pretty much said that we want to thank all of you who stuck with us, so we're going to do from here on out, everything we do is for the people who would buy our consoles regardless, because thank you. And they've been keeping their word.
Yeah.
They're really solidly. And in fact, Iwata's approval rating, because people were talking about maybe kicking him out because of how bad the Wii U did. His approval rating is up this year, and after everything he's done, the Smash Invitational, the Directs that have been really good. Even the Smash Direct was really good too.
Yeah.
And even if it was Sakurai who was in it, Iwata had something to do with its production.
Yeah.
And they've just been firing on all cylinders lately.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of off topic, but GameTrailers.com has this little this trending meter. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, where
I saw it when I was just on the website.
It's it shows like positive versus negative feedback on games, and the ones with the top 10 most positive are shown on a screen with like up or down arrows depending on how they're trending, and it's across all the internet. And right now the top 2 are both Nintendo games: Tomodachi Life and Mario Kart 8.
Really?
Tomodachi Life is really popular.
Yeah.
It's really popular. People are loving the shit out of that game.
Huh.
I watched a somewhat review, his Peanut Butter Gamer's review, and it was just kind of, he described it as, it's not really like Animal Crossing or Sims like that, it's just something entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Which honestly is all anybody really wants. That game was built to succeed, because everybody who likes Nintendo likes Animal Crossing pretty much, and like sim type games. What?
Never played any of them.
Yeah, I said everybody, but you're not really a huge Nintendo fan.
I only play Nintendo games.
You're more
for
of
the Fire Emblem, obviously.
I don't know. I enjoy quite a few of their games. I'm not like diehard fanboy or anything, but
You're more of a
Nintendo
PC
is for
gamer, I'd say, though.
babies.
I guess
Nintendo is for babies.
it really depends on the genre.
And you're not a huge handheld gamer as well.
I used to be,
Well,
and then I didn't have a 3DS.
Yeah. Well, and I said for the most part anyway.
True.
That's what I. Anyway, and the install base.
I guess you're right. No.
The install base combined with everybody liking that kind of shit that has a 3DS, this game was built to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way it was gonna fail, and that's because originally it wasn't coming out here. But I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody at Nintendo was like, "Y'all see how much we sold in America?"
Japan.
Oh, but how did Animal Crossing do? Really fucking well. Oh, jeez. I wonder if we want money. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because it would have been stupid not to release it here.
Yeah.
Especially with like America being really big into Japan. Like anything that's Japanese weird usually does well. Like WarioWare and like...
WarioWare is amazing.
Yeah.
Katamari Damacy did pretty well, right?
Yeah, it actually did.
That's a bit old, but...
And then Metroid does better here than in Japan.
Yeah.
Like, the Japanese weirdness of it is, like, actually something that Americans like.
Yeah.
Think about all the memes and jokes on the internet, you know?
Oh, yeah.
About it from Americans.
Yeah.
It's just something that people are really into. Alright, so what's our next topic? I say we can go for 2 more topics and call it good.
Okay.
As long as we talk about them for a while.
Let's see.
What?
Do you guys have any topic ideas? Because I sort of have one, but as ever, it's Smash.
Shoot, honestly, because
what is it?
Alright, I kind of want to talk a little bit about how Smash 4 is shaping up to be competitively and casually.
Pass next.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, actually, already.
That's what I was gonna say. Specifically, what you said earlier, though, about you said something about while Sakurai was in the thing, Iwata was directing it. I've seen a lot of people saying that competitively Smash 4 looks like it's going to be really good, and Nintendo is behind that, and Capcom seems to be as well, or Namco Bandai. But Sakurai hasn't really stated his stance on that.
Mm-hmm.
And last we heard was Brawl, where Smash is supposed to be a party game.
He has actually stated his stance on that.
He has?
He said something along the lines of, he made a mistake by ignoring. He pretty much admitted he ignored. He went to the extreme, too far to the extreme. He said he wants balance.
Alright.
And even though Brawl was an attempt to balance that, he still felt he went too extreme.
I just hope that he's not. One of the big problems with Brawl was that he attempted to balance it for 4-player free-for-alls.
Yeah. Well, that's why you have Namco Bandai.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, watching the Zero versus
Hungry Box?
Hungry Box was awesome.
It was.
Oh, yeah. That
It
was
looked
intense.
really, really good.
It really did.
No items on it and everything. It looked like a fantastic one-on-one game, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's without knowing any of the advanced text or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of really cool, like, throughout the match, like, seeing them kind of, like, develop each other's shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at first,
Oh,
Hungry Box
he's
was being
like
destroyed by the
fast.
range.
No,
Yeah.
that match actually started with Hungry Box beating the shit out of Zero's
Yeah,
like,
and
right
then-
away. And then Zero was like, okay, range time.
Yeah,
And then Hungry Box is
got
like,
around that shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
God, it is. They learn so damn fast.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, adapt.
Yeah.
all those matches under their belts, I'm sure they were able to be like, okay, this guy plays like this guy, so adapt.
Mhm.
Or this guy plays like that person, which I played,
Also,
or
I
that
would
person.
imagine at that point it's almost unconscious.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
okay,
what I mean.
Well, this works now.
hmm But yeah, it's shaping up to be. I think it looks like the most competitive game, even more than Melee.
Really?
I think people make the mistake of thinking that because they have like wave dashing and dash dancing,
It's
and
the
it's
most
automatically
competitive
more
thing
competitive.
ever.
I feel like it's less that and more just because Melee top tier play requires that much more technical skill,
hmm
that makes it just significantly more competitive.
But I would,
However, there's also the player versus player, not just how fast can you input commands.
yeah,
Part of it.
I would honestly argue that if it weren't for tripping and slowness and Meta Knight, that I would prefer the brawl scene.
Honestly, at where I'm at right now, I still do. However, oh my god, it wouldn't be a kind of a competition if it weren't for, as you were saying, tripping, Meta Knight. Honestly, I wouldn't mind the slowness too much, because it's not like horribly slow. If you ever watch a match of two top level players who know how to move fight, Brawl is not slow. Not slow at all.
But I mean,
Compared to Melee, yes.
Yes.
Melee is also kind of ridiculous on that, though.
but it's
compared to
only
just about
when you
anything
actually
else.
watch it, it's only ridiculous because of wave dashing.
Mm-hmm.
That the speed goes way higher than I think it would
Yeah.
if it weren't for that. And it's still faster on its own, but I think it's a lot slower than people give it credit for if
Yeah.
there's no wave dashing.
It's also because just Melee, a lot of the speed comes from the speed at which you have to input things,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Brawl, you have the buffer system, and there's also significantly less tech skill requirements, like L canceling.
Yeah,
Which
that's the
honestly-
only thing that should have returned.
I was thinking that for a while as well, and I still do, but I have to wonder, is L canceling actually that, like, should it be in, or is it, because it seems like tech skill purely for the sake of tech skill.
Mm-hmm.
Not, it doesn't actually add to the game, it just, it does add to your options because you can react faster, but all it does is punish people who don't know have it down yet.
Which is exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, and I feel like having, say, one thing in the game like that works. And obviously, wave dashing wasn't planned, but Melee seems like it has quite a few things like that all work together.
Besides what?
L
Like what?
canceling, teching.
A lot of the
But Tekken's
different
in
jump
everything.
cancel
Yeah.
mechanics, stuff like that. But L canceling is
What do you mean the jumping mechanics
jump canceling.
or jump canceling?
Because there's so much stuff you can do out of a jump cancel, and there's just, unless you have that specific input down, and it's not really something that you'd ever expect to need, then it's, I don't know, it just...
But by that
it has
argument,
weird
everything
effects.
that you put in the game is arbitrary.
Yeah.
Because why do you put this in if you don't want to do that? Why do you put that in? Why is it
That was a
even
good
jumping in the
point.
game?
Specifically
You know?
with L canceling, though, it's because, in my opinion, competitive games should pit two people against each other within a set of rules. You each have your options, and fight each other with that. Tacking on an extra option is kind of what it feels like. Seems odd to me. And honestly, I would have no problem with it if it was just L canceling, but combining, say, L canceling and wave dashing and
But
etc.
that's the point of all tech skills for every game, is to add more to it. If you don't add in that kind of stuff, then it's just a bunch of casuals learning timing and stuff. Which if that's
the
what
thing.
you want,
It's a sliding scale between tech scale and like baiting, punishing, stuff like that.
right? And the argument that could be made is it doesn't matter what's put in the game. If you want to be competitive, you should just learn it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not really
Basically, what I'm saying is that I feel like Melee was a little bit too heavy on the tech skill side compared to baiting and punishing, and partially also because it favored offense more heavily.
Here's the thing,
I feel
though.
like it should be balanced or only slightly to offense.
I still think I still think you give more credit to the offense in Melee than
Honestly,
you should.
I might. I really don't play
Because
Melee enough.
It is
to know
it is
that.
more balanced towards the offense, but it's not as unbalanced as Brawl is in terms of like it's all defense.
Oh yeah.
You know what
That
I mean?
I do wish that was. And Brawl is also very heavily on the wrong side of the scale, way overshot the center.
Mhm. But at the same time, it's about the L canceling and stuff.
L canceling specifically, I'm fine with.
No, but I'm just talking about the tech stuff in
Yeah.
particular. I'm trying to articulate what I'm trying to say here. That's kind of the difference. If you're going to make like if that's all you want is a game that's all about timing and predicting your opponent, that's fine. But if your whole point is to be like a fighting game, like, and you want to be competitive, you need that stuff in there. Otherwise, it doesn't become actually competitive because you're doing the same thing you've always done.
I do.
There's
agree with
no
you on
learning
that.
curve. There's no getting better. There's you find the thing and then all of a sudden that's it. And what, like, say you figure out L canceling, right?
Mhm.
Then that's when your timing comes in. You just time when they L cancel and don't do certain moves, and then you attack that, and then you don't L cancel, and you need options. Otherwise, it doesn't become competitive.
Like
Basically, I like a lot of the advanced techniques, like, say, the different sliding out smashes. I like a lot of what you can do out of wave dashing. Not a big fan of the like inputs for it, but that's because it wasn't designed. And it wasn't technically a glitch. It was, hey, no one's ever going to use this, we'll just leave it in so we don't have to deal with it. And people used it. But specifically in Smash, because so many of your options are different movement, spacing, things like that, L canceling doesn't actually change that. It's just, oh, and you don't have a punishment for this anymore.
And the biggest argument to anybody saying that Melee was too competitive,
I wouldn't
is-
say too competitive,
but-
but not really such the thing.
but I guess you were saying that it was more heavily into like the tech skills and stuff. You do realize that Sakurai actually intended the opposite of that, right?
Yeah.
When he made the game.
Yep.
So there's that little gem as well. I don't know how he meant the opposite. I don't know if he just BS and just like made a super competitive game and was like, well, I don't want hardcore people to be the only audience, so let me lie. But he was trying to. It was supposed to be strictly a party game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Which is kind
Ironic.
of amazing, the amount of time he spent balancing everything for
I
that.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, he wanted to create the perfect game.
yeah.
But and see, that's kind of where my argument comes back around to. In creating the perfect game that wasn't competitive, he actually
He made
created
the perfect. Well, not the perfect, but
for
certainly
the time
a
it
damn
was.
good competitive game.
maybe not now when you like update it with technology
Well,
and
I
stuff.
don't know.
But
It's
for the
there's
time,
no way that a game can be perfect.
yeah. Well, at the time though, if you
It was
remember,
pretty damn close.
everybody was saying it's the perfect fighting game of all time. Well, not of all. I mean, like everybody that was into it was saying
Yeah.
it was the perfect game, and
and
oddly
does
enough-
it still hold up?
yeah, and oddly enough, the perfect game had all those tech skills and stuff in it. Which, to me, I guess that's just the argument I'm making, is that you need that stuff in there. Because if you're going to say that it's kind of arbitrary to add in these kind of things, at the same time, you can say that about any game mechanic, really. You know? And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a shitty
I
argument,
see what you're
but
saying.
That's just my feeling on that. G-Man.
No.
G-Man.
No.
I guess G-Man doesn't like to talk, so...
No.
We already knew that.
Well, this got really technical. G-Man. Say something.
No.
Wow.
Well, that's something, I guess.
No, you said my name.
Yeah, I know, then it's a G-Man. You keep
That's what
ruining
editing
it.
is for.
You know you keep making me have to restart by saying all this crap? G-Man, what are your thoughts on this?
I honestly really don't have a side on this. I'd probably actually agree with Rub, honestly.
I win! I'm just kidding.
I do agree that tech skill is very important, and having technical requirements is, well, that is absolutely necessary. Because again, as you were saying, otherwise it's either just, hey, who can mash buttons faster?
I do understand how you feel. Like, there's a certain point you get to that
exactly.
you don't want to add in. But I'm
I
talking
feel
about...
like Melee is just barely past it, and honestly, if it wasn't for wave dashing, I wouldn't feel that at all.
But that's exactly that's where I disagree with you at. It's not... Because there is a point where you don't want to keep tacking on tech skills, like, keep learning new shit!
Yeah.
Yeah! You know, but what I disagree with you on is the whole fact that you think Melee is slightly more than that. I think Melee is on the cusp. Like, it's at the limit, but I don't think it's more...
Alright.
You know? Because once it is actually easy to get the stuff down, it's hard to learn when to use it. And to me, that's perfect. To me, that's perfect.
Honestly, with like the argument about like knowing tech skill compared to a person who doesn't, and this is an example that no one would actually use, it's about items. Like, fucking you get a casual player into the fan and mash A, they're not going to get out of it. But if you know smash DI, you're out of that and punish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember the fan.
That was like literally like fans banned.
It
no
got
more.
to the point where I would get a fan, everyone would just spend the rest of the match running away from
Yeah,
me.
because
What I want, and I know it's not going to happen in Smash 4. Well, actually, it has been happening in Smash 4. Is all characters having their own weird little game mechanic that's unique to them.
Yeah.
Like Diddy Kong, as much as I hate to say that, it's awesome having somebody like that in the game, that their whole moveset really revolves around bananas.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
For the most part, yes.
Snake with grenades and
That
shit.
that works fine. I hate fighting the ice climbers. I hate the concept of that. Like, I've never had to fight one.
I hate the concept as well, but
as far as like
the
every
uniqueness.
player changes the game around rather than, okay, here's the game, these are my specific moves that I'm going
hell,
with
it's
this
kind of
time.
already happened. Even in Brawl, I mean, Pikachu's quick attack cancel. That's a whole different mechanic. Marth's tippers. Yeah, like every character has their own.
Yeah,
and then there's
but
Meta Knight. Everything.
It feels like Smash 4 is doing a bit more with that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's specifically not just, okay, here are my moves, here's my little gimmick against whatever, this is the game, play
Here's
it.
my character and his special against your
here's
character
the
and
game,
his special.
let me twist it a little bit to fit how this plays against twist it a little bit, so
I
between
think-
matchups it's a lot more different.
Yeah, and Smash is like Smash 4 is doing that like with what's his name, Little Mac, trying to get that knockout meter.
Yeah.
You know, Pikachu, regardless if I don't think they didn't quick attack cancel, did they?
No idea.
Okay.
We're also, all of our demos were unfinished.
Yeah,
so
that's
we have
true.
no way of knowing yet.
And like I don't know if I stated this on the podcast, but the original demo for Brawl was on the Melee engine, and then when it came out,
I looked that up. I couldn't find any video evidence, but I found a lot of people talking about it.
yeah,
I know that things like L canceling, wave dashing had been removed at that point, but
But it was still-
fall speed.
yeah.
I'm not sure about hit stun, at least from what I could find, just people talking about online.
Mm-hmm. But it was still so that I just use it as an example to show that a lot can change, but between now and the time it comes out, and it doesn't take that much time because it was around the same time that the Brawl demo came out.
It also helps that we were playing a January build.
Yeah, that too. And hell, we've already seen differences. The pro players have stated pretty clearly that there are certain differences.
I know that, like, for example, between the Invitational and the demo that we played, in the demo, Mega Man was expressionless during the final smash. In the Invitational, he had an expression.
Mm-hmm.
So, that right there's screenshots of that up
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot can change, obviously. And what was I going with that?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. They like Little Mac, and then with Pikachu, if you place thunders right, you make the gameplay vertical rather than horizontal. Like
Yeah,
it usually is, you know. And with Ice Climbers, you got the waggle, so it becomes all about like more defensive, regardless if you're a defensive character or not.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, every character has their own little unique twist.
Yeah, Captain Falcon's is see if you can pull off show me your moves 20 times and then you win.
Well, Captain Falcon was specifically made for Flash. All of his moves are flashy.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
He,
And not
The
even
fucking
kind of.
electric-
He freaking yells them.
yeah, he's like, yes! And if you notice, everybody that's ever played Captain Falcon, flashy.
Yeah. Except for Ozzy. He's like the only person who doesn't try to go for
And his
flashy.
Captain Falcon has never been like the best.
Beast.
The beast.
The beast. Like,
Like, look at Isaiah's old Captain Falcon. How crazy that fucker was. Man, I miss Isaiah watching him play. It was awesome.
Never got to see it live, but from what I've seen.
Well, I never got to
matches
see it
of
live. I mean, like, having new stuff
Yeah.
come out, you know?
Oh yeah.
Isaiah,
Nah.
come over here and fight us.
Now that I've, like, went back and I've looked at so many of the footage and all that, there's, like, nothing new anymore about him, so it's not as cool, you know?
Yeah.
The most recent thing I've seen of Isaiah is that a guy was waiting in line for the Invitational and Isaiah was there with him and they took a selfie. Biggest news.
On Isaiah.
Yes.
Alright, so I guess we can go into a final topic here. Game you were most excited for, besides Other M, to come out and completely let you down.
Honestly, like, I don't
What?
think it really had that.
I tend to do quite a bit of research before buying a game.
Same here.
Fuck you guys.
The Mass Effect iPhone games.
No, it wasn't bad. It was just
Uh,
clearly a cash grab that was kind of shitty. But it was a pretty good, for an iPhone game, it was good at the time.
Sonic Heroes.
Really?
I loved
Oh,
Adventure 2
shit.
and went straight to Heroes and went.
Unleashed.
Oh god, that too.
Is this just going to be a Sonic
Yeah.
thing? Because mine is Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh my god, I was never even excited for that. But
I was, because it was the game, I never played Heroes. It was the game I went straight into after Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I missed.
When are we gonna get a Silver the Hedgehog, guys?
I've already told
Troze.
Pokemon Troze.
Either that or Mystery Dungeon.
What the fuck?
Because
Really?
I didn't hate Mystery Dungeon, but it was not what I was expecting at all. Like, I started, I'm like, this sucks. And then I started liking it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mine, oh, continue.
no, that's about it.
Mine is Alien Colonial Marines. That game looks so good. I mean, this is an obvious one. Like, everybody on there, it's gonna be like, everybody's been there. But seriously, it looks so good because I'm a huge fan of the Alien franchise. I mean, that's the Alien franchise, and it's, you know, it's awesome.
I
What?
figured it out. Retro is working on a new game that everyone wants. Donkey Kong Country 2!
Nope.
That is honestly the biggest letdown I've ever had, and it wasn't a revealed game, so I'm not sure it counts. And it's not that I don't like the Donkey Kong Country games, but I knew Retro as the godly Metroid
Yeah.
people.
That was kind of a letdown, too.
Oh,
You mean
God.
Country Returns and then
Yeah.
Tropical Freeze?
Yeah, Tropical.
Specifically Donkey Kong Country Return.
No,
Freeze. Was
Tropical
it?
Freeze.
Yeah, it was Tropical
Yeah,
Freeze.
because that's the recent one that came out.
Oh, what a, like they hinted at like somewhat of a like they teased at something involving a Metroid and
Yeah, they did.
But I think the letdown had nothing to do with the actual game's quality.
No,
Correct, no.
It had
Honestly,
to do with the actual game itself.
I haven't played it enough to
I'm not into
give a
Donkey Kong
real,
Country.
like, my thoughts on it. From what I played, it was fun, though. It's just, I'm not that huge of a 2D platformer fan. I'm really not. Metroid is the exception there.
Yeah.
That's just because, holy shit, Metroid.
Well, like, and there was like this one show on Spike or something, and Reggie showed Tropical Freeze, and I have no idea.
He was wearing a
what-
Metroid pin, right?
Yeah, it was about the Metroid pin. Like,
Yeah.
what was that about? Like, was it just like you didn't get this, or
It
Retro-
was...
Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
Well, he did that a lot with Zelda as well. He
Really?
was sending out tweets with a bunch of Zelda shit everywhere. And then, because right before last year's E3, not this one, because Zelda was supposed to be shown at last year's E3. And then they didn't. And so,
So
he,
it was Star Fox. Wait.
yeah. And so I think something was meant to happen, and then the last minute they're like, no.
So
Need more time.
what was up with
Also,
that Metroid?
fucking Metroid Dread
Yeah.
scans in Prime.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
What is that?
Have you heard? Do you know what Metroid Dread is? Like,
I know
about?
one of the scans. I do believe in Prime 3.
Do you know what that's referencing? And it's Prime 1.
Really?
It's Metroid Project Dread is nearing completion.
Yes, actually, yes. It's in like the Phase Online's the pirate area.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What
Do
is
you
that
know
mean?
what Metroid Dread is?
No.
It has been in like extremely oftenly speculated game by fans. I believe it was mentioned somewhere, and people have just been, "Oh my god, this is amazing." There was someone at Nintendo talking about how they were looking into making not quite survival horror, but a actual like survival-esque Metroid game.
So pretty
which
much
kinda
Dead
drops
Space?
you on, not specifically Dead Space minus the like jump scares and shit like that.
No, that's what I'm saying though, but minus that. Because it feels like a
That
Metroid
would
game
be
that is.
amazing.
I can't wait to find out. Just like
So many people have been hyped for this since GameCube days.
I really can't wait for it to just like finally come out and like people start playing it. This is 3D Metroid too.
You know what? I think a big reason for the hype too was GameCube exclusive Resident Evil 4. It was exclusive for a time.
Yeah,
And so people were like, holy shit, another one?
But
with
Metroid?
Samus in it? And that probably would have hyped me up big time because I was a huge fan of Resident Evil 4. That doesn't matter. So is that it?
I guess it would have to be the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze reveal. Yeah.
Okay.
Sonic Unleashed mainly because I'm like Sonic, yeah. Werewolf.
Sonic
of
the
Sonic.
Weird Dog.
Sonic Heroes was another one that was a contender for me because I went directly from Adventure 2 to Heroes. There was a bit of a decline there.
Okay, you want to know the honest answer, and I didn't want to say this because it makes me sound like a fool.
Brawl.
No.
Okay.
CDI Zelda. It was at a time where I had very minimal news sources.
And
And
you
I
just
was-
heard a new Zelda game.
Yes, I didn't buy the CDI, but my uncle like downloaded it on the internet because he had access to it. I grew up kind of poor, so I didn't have the internet at that time, and I was so excited. And then I was like, "What is this? What the hell is this?"
Ouch.
I just remember like I almost stopped playing Zelda altogether.
Oh my god.
If it weren't for me just like going home and picking up Ocarina of Time, I would not be a Zelda fan right now.
God damn.
But luckily I went
Ouch.
home and I put it in and I was like, this is real Zelda.
Not that stupid disc stuff.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah!
Who plays Zelda on a disc?
I only play everything before everything. I only play Majora's Mask and before Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass.
Really?
Yes.
You ever play Skyward Sword?
No, it's on disc. I can't play it.
You
I also played Minish Cap, Four Swords.
Four Swords was on a disc.
No, that's Four Swords Adventures.
Ooh.
Four Swords was
Dog
with A Link
Ride.
to the Past comboed in, and technically you can get A Link Between Worlds digitally, even though it's on a cartridge anyway.
Oh, and Wind Waker HD
Yeah, you can get that digitally.
so he can play Wind Waker.
Yeah. The only thing you're really missing is Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess.
Emulators.
Mm-hmm.
That's cheating.
You just gotta avoid those CDs.
They held them hostage in a bank and they were the first to go. They made me watch.
Alright, so I think you should talk about Smash Fest and then we should sign off because we're rambling at this point.
Yeah, there is that. Alright, anyone who's around the Salem area, knows anyone around the Salem area, we've talked about it before, but once again, head on down to our Smash Fests. We host them every Monday at 4, down at Metagaming in South Salem. We're currently only doing Brawl singles and doubles. We will be starting up Melee sometime in the near future, though. It's $1 entry fee per event, so if you're entering both singles and doubles, bring $2. Other than that, just head on down.
And buy soda.
Sodas
Alright.
are 2 for $1.
Actually, it's a good deal compared to everywhere else.
It really is.
But
And
anyway,
it's refrigerated.
yeah. All right, so this is us signing off once again here with
Jaxus?
G-Man.
and Rub Rub. Thanks for listening.